guys, welcome back to another episode of Should You Bake It, my favorites. So today, very super excited. I know I always say that, but I am. So today is super special. This is a requested video by my twin sister Amy. Thank you so much for bringing this to my attention. She found this one on Instagram and she tagged me in it and asked me if I had ever made anything like this before, and I haven't. Which is odd, because as you can see in the title, it is a brownie. Everyone's made brownies before. But it's called a Knock You Naked Brownie from the one and only Ree Drummond from Food Network, also the pioneer woman. I have watched her for years and years and years. I love her. If you haven't watched her, please watch her, because she is, as I am, lives in the South. So I'm very excited to make this recipe because all of her recipes I've always wanted to make, but there's such a huge quantity, and I don't make huge quantities because it's just my husband and I. So we are going to go over here and we're going to go into the ingredients and the utensils, and also I'm going to show you a little bit of my collection from Ray. So head over here and we will get into it. Okay, we're going to start over here to this cutting board. It's not part of the ingredients or utensils, but I'm just showing you. This is my Pioneer Woman cutting board. This right here is my Pioneer Woman cup. Also not part of the ingredients. I'm just showing you my love. So I have my kitchen scale here, and I'm going to tell you why I have a kitchen scale. Going through the ingredients, it calls for a German chocolate cake mix. It calls for a 18.5 ounce German chocolate cake. There is no cake mix, and she specified she used a Duncan Hines German chocolate cake mix. There is no cake mix that is 18.5. They are all 15.25. So what I'm going to do is, when we get all of this mixed together and we are going to half the dough, I'm going to use my scale to perfectly half that measurement, since this is not correct. So that's the first thing that I've noticed, unfortunately. That is either the cake mix is not the correct ratio, because there are brownie mixes that are 18.5, so I'm not sure if she meant a brownie mix, or she just miswrote the ounces of the cake mix. So that's one thing that I'm going to do with this recipe, is I'm going to use this to correctly measure out halving this dough. Then we have our evaporated milk, which is 2 measurements. We have back here powdered sugar. We have some chocolate chips. She suggests semi-sweet. I am using milk chocolate only because I am not a big fan of the semi-sweet that it gives to anything that I bake, so I tend to use milk chocolate instead. We have our melted butter right here. We have our finely chopped pecans in the South. We have our Pioneer Woman spatulas, baby ones always. Our Pioneer Woman spoon rest. You don't need it, but I wanted to show you guys. She suggests a double boiler, or you can have a glass bowl that sits in a pot, Pioneer Woman also, with water. We are going to bring the water to a simmer. Do not let your bowl touch the water. That's another thing. So this is also like a makeshift double boiler if you do not have one. And also back here we have, you have to use 60 caramels. And these, like I said, I've used this in another video. You can find these at Target in the baking section. And you have to unwrap them, and these are going to go in here with one of the evaporated milk. Now, over here, we're going to use a 9x9 square pan. She used glass. I don't have glass, so I'm using my dark non-stick. And how you prepare this, you're going to butter it and lightly flour. Make sure you are wearing dark black and you make a complete mess of yourself. Another hint. And we also over here have our Pioneer Woman knife block. Not needed, just showing you. And I always use a timer because in here, with any recipe, guys, like I always say, I always have my timer only because I want to show you guys that I'm following the recipe as is. So that's why I have that. And we also want to have our oven preheating to 350 degrees. So what we're going to do is we are going to get set up, and we are going to start with our German chocolate mixture and our butter, and we'll be back. Okay guys, so I have my cake mix in my bowl. We are going to add our melted butter. And see, this is where our baby spatula comes in real handy. We can get into all the crevasses of our glass bowl. And then we're going to add our pecans. Funny story. So let me tell you guys this real quick. When we first moved here, almost 8 years ago, I had to go to Walmart and I had to get pecans for something. I was making, I can't remember what it was. I was in the store and I was looking for them, and some lady asked me, she goes, "Sweetie, what are you looking for?" And I said the pecans, and she goes, "Oh honey, they're called pecans." So I was like, wow, down here in the South, they are not messing around with their pecans. So, funny story. Alright, butter, pecans are in. We are going to give this a mixy mix. So, this is where the measurements didn't come in correctly for the box mix. So, this is where my scale is going to come in. And we are going to have to divide the dough. And I am going to figure out that way what will be even. So I'm going to do that. And oh, I forgot the evaporated milk. So add our evaporated milk into her. So I will come back when I have figured out exactly what half of this will be correct. And that way I can tell you guys, so you don't have to figure that out. And I will do some scientific math here, which is not my strong suit. That's why my husband is here. And we'll be back. Okay guys, so I did my amazing woo-hoo. So one bowl is 2 pounds, 1.7 ounces. Other bowl is 2 pounds, 1.6 ounces. So, and Pioneer Woman bowls matching. So same bowls, same weight. So we are perfection. Well, it's me we're talking about. Who are we kidding? No one. Plop our first dough out into our prepared baking dish that we made ourselves a mess with because we chose to wear black. Who knows why? You know. And to make things even more odd, it is snowing in Georgia, y'all. It is snowing in Georgia. Who brought that over here? Who did it? Was it you guys? Probably. That's okay. So I'm pretty sure the whole state is shut down on emergency weather notice. Nobody's out there driving because nobody knows how to drive in the snow here. We don't see it ever. So that's kind of cool. So we are taking this out, all of it, because you know what I say, guys, do not waste anything except these little boogers that don't want to come out. Anyways, so first set of dough in our prepared dish. Smack it a couple times. Dread. Get in the corner. Get in the corner. Flip it around. And we are on our Pioneer Woman cooking block. So, we're going to smash it down. using our spatula. You can use your hands. You can use whatever you want, because as you can tell, it's, you know, not really sticky. Or another trick is you can use the bottom of a measuring cup, and this one's plastic, so it won't stick. So after we get this done and pushed into our pan, we're going to put it in the oven, and we are going to bake this one for 8 to 10 minutes. Now, it's not going to be fully baked. We don't want it fully baked. We just want it semi-set. So we're going to stick that in the oven, and we're going to watch it. And then, while it's cooking, we are going to move over to our pot and pay a little attention to our caramel, however you want to say it. And we are going to get those a melting. So, stick this in the oven, and we will be back and move on over to our pot. Okay guys, we are going into the oven, and we are all pressed out. It was the tricky things were the corners, because they kept wanting to come up every time you wanted to push them in the corners. So the corners were a little tricky, but we're good. It looks good, and I just realized I was out of focus with the bowls, so I apologize. But these are the bowls that were I wanted to show you guys that were Pioneer Woman. So yeah, they're kind of cute. See how pretty they are? Aren't they gorgeous? And we have table mats that match this. It's kind of a whole set. So like I said, I'm a whole Pioneer Woman junkie. It's crazy. So anyways, so this is what it looks like, all pressed in. Isn't that beautiful? So we're going into the oven for 8 to 10 minutes, and then we are moving right over to our caramels in the pot. Okay, so now we have our pot, our simmering water, and like I said before, make sure that your bowl does not touch, and you do not touch the bowl, because you're a freaking idiot. Your bowl doesn't touch the water, and we're going to add our caramels, what have you. Sorry about the noise. What am I doing? Guys, I'm having an off day. I am super tired. I have not been sleeping very well. Make it look pretty like they do. Yeah. Sorry for reaching in front of you. Get all of it. That's another thing. You know, when I watch like Tasty and Delish, sorry if I'm in your view. I'm just trying to get all of it. Sometimes I wish I was left-handed. Fun fact, my twin sister, Amy, who requested this video, she is left-handed and I am right-handed. Isn't that odd? And, so the whole debacle about being identical or not, if you see us, we look extremely identical. Mirror image, except our hair color. She went red and I'm going gray naturally. I don't know what my point of the story was. I'm telling you, I'm just so tired. So we're going to melt these. We're going to stir occasionally and make sure that they're melted together. And these caramels take a while to melt because they're so big. In Walmart, they carry little caramel bits. They're tiny little circle balls, and those do melt quicker. But this recipe did specifically call for these caramels. And there is a video. You can go onto Food Network and search for Ree Drummond or the Pioneer Woman and watch the video of this exact recipe. And that's what I did too. When my sister requested this one, I found the video because I like to watch the videos too, like Tasty or Delish. They have videos. I like to watch their videos too to make sure that I do follow it exactly so I can show you guys exactly how they did it. So that's what I did. So I made sure to get these exact caramels and not the tiny little pellet balls. So these unfortunately do take, you know, a bit to melt. So we're just going to stand here, look at them, yell at them, flip them, and be like, oh my goodness. Hurry up. But anyways, you know, going on a rant, like I said, I'm tired, whatnot. But yeah, So, the brownies did come out of the oven while I was waiting for the water to come to a simmer, and I'll pull these up for you to see what they look like. Like I said, they're not going to be fully cooked, and we don't want them fully cooked. So that's what I did, and the corners spread out, so that worked out. So check that out. And they're just sitting off to the side, and while we're waiting for these to melt. So I'm going to stand here and wait for these to melt, and we will be back. Okay, so I got my husband's help, and I'm holding the really hot bowl, and we are just going to pour it right over on top of the brownie. Getting it all out. We're going to make sure that we get this covered, and we're just going to spoon this evenly. And then we'll come back and we'll put the other top of the brownie mixture on top. Okay, so we've got all of the caramel on. It was a tough job, guys. Let me tell you, make sure you got someone to help you, because it was a chore holding that bowl and scraping at the same time, because that bowl, do not touch that with bare hands, guys. Caramel will burn you very, very bad. So make sure you have someone to help you, okay? So look at that. Look at that beautifulness. And I'm telling you guys, I cannot stress this enough. Have a mini-me with you, because it is super, super handy. So we're going to scrape all of this caramel. Plus, you have to work really quickly before it sets. That's another thing. And let me just bring this to you guys real quickly. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? That is so silky and gorgeous. So, what we're going to do now is going to take our little chocolate chippies of your choice, I'm sure. And we're going to sprinkle these on top of the caramel cube. Make it beautiful. Put an initial, a smiley face, a poo emoji. Wouldn't that be funny? I just saw that. Oh, you guys. You crack me up. I know someone out there said, put a poo emoji. I'm sure one of you did. Oh, God, look at that. That's beautiful. Put more if you want. You know, whatever. Go nuts. It's your thing. See? Look at that. So, then, here's what we did. Okay. So now we have to top this with our other brownie batter, okay? And you have to make it within the margins of here, so you're not going, it's a 9 by 9, but you don't want to do 9 by 9 because it includes the outside. So you need to make it to the inside. So would you 8 and 3/4?
I went 8 1/4, but you can probably go a little more.
Okay, so what my husband did was he drew that on a piece of wax paper for me, and I pressed out the other dough for you. Well, for me and you. So what I'm going to attempt to do is flip this on top. So we're going to see if I can or cannot do that. So, I don't know. Here we go, guys. This is, oh, I'm nervous. Are you guys nervous for me? Because I'm freaking nervous as heck. Honey, you want to jump in here and help me? Oh, you guys, I think we did it. I think we did it. Sorry, we were in the middle of you. See? I think we did it. There's a little caramel poking out over here, but you know, that's okay. Okay, guys, look at that heavenly beautifulness. So, huge thank you to my husband for all of his help, because without that, I couldn't have gotten it this perfect. Incredible. Highly suggest you guys try that wax paper and that measurements that my husband gave, because that worked out wonderful. So yeah, this is now going to go in the oven for 20 to 25 minutes. And then we will be back once this beautifulness comes out. Okay, so I took it out. I put it in when there's a recipe and it says 20 to 25 minutes. I always kind of meet it in the middle. So I put it in for 22 minutes and I took it out. And I always touch to feel, and it was bouncy. And I use, I have a cake tester, but I also use skewers too. That way I can see, you know, if there's anything gooey on it. But with this one, you're going to get something gooey because in the middle you have that layer of caramel. So you can't really judge by that. And the top layer is so thin, you're immediately going to hit that caramel. So what I did to just kind of give myself some insurance is I put it in for another 5 minutes. But like I said, you can go ahead and go in and poke it, but you're going to pull out and you're going to get the brownie, but you're also going to go ahead and get the caramel too. So, but I just gave myself some extra insurance with adding that extra 5 minutes in there. But it is stunning. It is beautiful. That little edge of caramel that was poking out is now covered by the extra puffiness from the cake batter. And the cake batter itself has baking soda in it, which is a natural leavening. So that's why it puffed up and covered that caramel. So it is absolutely stunning. It's beautiful. It smells like heaven in here. And the instructions now are to set it in the refrigerator for several hours. Me personally, I may sound stupid by saying this, but I don't care. I'm accustomed to hearing a few, a couple, several. I'm not sure what that means. So to be sure, I'm going to stick it in the fridge for 3 hours and to let it set. And then we will come back and we will cut it. And then we will see what these beauties look like inside. Okay guys, so they were in the fridge for 3 hours and I just cut them, and they're really cold, so it kind of took a little effort, a little oomph. Actually, I had to have my husband cut the rest of them. Let me tell you something. These are absolutely phenomenal. And I will tell you, I was extremely hesitant because I did read some reviews on Pinterest about them, and a lot of people complained about the caramel spilling. They couldn't get it out of the tin. Well, they used glass, but they couldn't get it out of there, and you know, the ratio of the batter. But I took care of that for you guys, and I saw that prior when I was reading the recipe, so I took care of that for you, so that shouldn't have been an issue. And I don't think they may have let it set long enough either before cutting it and taking it out. So I personally had no issues with any of that, because I thought about it. I noticed the ratio of the box wasn't the same as what the recipe called for. So I don't know. I don't know what their deal is, but I'm telling you guys, this turned out exactly how it looked in her video and on the picture. And I am going to bring one of these up really close to you so you can see. So you can see the middle. Look at that. Look at that, you guys. Is that not unbelievable? Stunning. Now, I do want to say one thing about these. If I were to make these again, which I probably will for a bunch of people, I think it needs a little salty in here because there's a lot of sweet, a lot of chocolate, and a lot of caramel, okay? I think, me personally, I would probably chop up some pretzels and put that in here. Number one, that would add some crunch, and number two, that's going to add some salt. And if you're going to have a lot of sweet in here, you need some salt to balance out the sweet. So that's probably one thing that I would do the next time I make this, is I'm going to put some pretzels in this caramel layer too. Not saying that this is not stunning or perfect by any means, because this is Ree Drummond. Hello. You know what we're talking about here. Anywho's, so, my hubby did give a little try. Right there. And, I'll ask him to give you, the man of few words, some few words.
No, it was really good. The look is actually deceiving. Like, if you look at the top of them, they don't look like they're ooey gooey, but oh my god, they just melt in your mouth. I barely had to chew it.
Let me squash this for you. What? So yeah, you guys, this is incredible. Absolutely incredible. Now, I did kind of ruin my metal pan here, cutting it. But, you know, it is what it is. You use these for brownies anyway, you're going to cut them. So, scratch here, scratch and dent. So, yeah. You guys, I am stunned. I need to give a huge thank you to my twin sister, Amy, for suggesting this recipe. Honey, thank you. I hope you make this for my brother-in-law and my niece, because I think that they would absolutely adore this. You guys, so this is what's happening right now. This is my husband. And this is what he's doing with it right now. Oh, look at that caramel goo. Oh, damn, that just happened, y'all. Oh, whoop-de-whoop-whoop. So this is his review of what he just undid.
That was fucking awesome.
Heard it first. Man, a few words.
Whip a must.
It's fucking awesome, y'all. Okay, guys, so I hope you had a blast like we did. And I really hope you guys try this, because that was absolutely phenomenal. That was one of those things where you think it's going to go one way and it goes another way, even if you read reviews. So don't always trust what you read and what you see and stuff like that, because you can always trust your instincts and always go with that. And this was so much fun, and a huge, huge thank you to my husband for helping me drawing the squares, tasting and all of that. I really, really appreciate that, especially with the editing and stuff. So thank you, honey. So thank you guys again for watching another episode. Honey, Amy, thank you so much for suggesting this. Thank you so much. I love you very much. A huge thank you to all of my new subscribers who came over from Carrie's channel. Thank you guys so much. You have been so sweet. The comments were very, very kind. Thank you guys so much. And especially from Miss Kristen, the sauce queen herself. Thank you, sweetheart. I love you. So, and always remember, you guys, view it before you do it. And from my kitchen to yours. Mwah.